On the inside of our foldable here, we have a couple more examples for multiplying. And so this first one asks us to estimate first 7 times 0 and 1/10. That's about 7 times about 0 gives us about 0. So this answer should be very, very small. When I multiply decimals to find the exact answer, I want to put the number with the most digits on top. So in this case, that's 0 and 1/10 times 7. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 0 is 0. There is 1 digit after this decimal, and the decimal on my 7, because 7 is in my 1's place, it goes right after my 7. And so there are no digits after this decimal here. And 1 plus 0 is 1. So in my answer, I'll have 1 decimal point, or 1 number after my decimal point, I mean. And so my answer for 7 times 1/10 is 0 and 7/10. And we know that a positive times a positive is a positive. This number is very close to 0, so it seems reasonable and makes sense. And I'm good to move on to the next problem. For this next one, we've got -3 times 0 and 3/100. This is about -3 times about 0, so my estimate is still going to be very close to 0, so this number is going to be very tiny. And I'm going to put the number when I multiply, the number with the most digits on top. In this case, that's 3/100 times 3. I'm going to multiply like normal and ignore the decimals. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. My decimal point here, there are 2 numbers after that decimal point. My 3 is a whole number, and so the decimal goes after that number. That means that there are 0 digits after that decimal point. And 2 plus 0 is 2, so my final answer is going to have 2 decimal points in my answer. And I've got 0 and 9/100. When I go back to see if my answer makes sense, remember that a negative times a positive is a negative. And so it's really important that we add that to our answer. -3 times 0 and 3/100 is -9/100. That is very close to 0, so our estimate makes our answer seem reasonable and seem like it makes sense. At this point in time, I would really challenge you to, before the next video, try these 3 on your own. Try the estimate and try finding the exact answer, and then coming back to watch the next video to see how well you did.